Well, here I am. So Black Desert is having a lot of issues right now. Guess there's global outages and stuff around. And I think that affected the servers, and I'm kind of afraid to record Black Desert with it acting up like that. So enjoy some generic old gameplay from an old game while I talk a bit. I don't. If you don't like it, that's okay. Um, you don't have to. But I figured it's better than me just recording a blank screen or some static like web page or something. Maybe you're curious about the game. Here are my accessories. I'll gloss over real quick. I forget how they get spoiled playing. There's my weapon I borrowed from a friend. Here's some generic gear that I got, and that's the gist of it. This game has changed so much recently. The developers, I think they've been doing a good job, but you know, it's old. So, Black Desert. What I have a few things to talk about. I wanted to record a Black Desert skill combo video today, but I'm just afraid to with how the servers have been going up and down and things aren't working. Hell, my second computer that I have the pirate and pacifist account set up on for AFK stuff, I can't even log in. I just get a 504 gateway, so I'm gonna have to do some like computer stuff to get it working. Maybe hopefully a restart will do the trick. I don't want to have to do too much because I got to get this video out, and then I got some other things to do, which leads me into what I want to talk about. Content on my channel over the next couple of weeks is going to be spotty. My normal schedule is not going to be my normal schedule. I'll try to stick to as much as I can, but my wife's mother is flying in. She's gonna be here for a couple weeks, and basically we're taking a vacation. We're gonna do stuff with her, and I want to spend time with them, and not have to sit at the computer constantly to make progress on Black Desert or record and come up with ideas. So that's what I'm gonna do, and if it hurts the channel, then so be it. But most of you guys will probably still be here when I come back, right? And like I said, I've got a couple of small videos planned to kind of go few and far between. I uh, I want to do like a Succession Wizard PvE combo type video, showing how I grind, because there's a lot of people that I find grind incorrectly on Wizard. Not necessarily just Wizard, but like Succession Wizard. And I'll talk about that when I make that video. It'll be fun. Um, but for now, just know that I'm not going anywhere. I'm just taking a little bit of a break because of her family coming in. It's important, and she moved here to be here, and her family didn't. So any chance she gets to see them is very important. Now, being said, it's also a Termian fishing event in Black Desert, so I'm taking full advantage of that. Uh, the wizard is 100%. He's gonna be there until that event is over. Um, so content, I mean, it comes at a perfect time where I need to be away from the computer, right? The other thing is I have not been on the Corsair for the Pirate series for a while. I've been AFK fishing on the Pacifist. I boated her all the way back to Termian, and she's gonna be there for a while until this event is over. It's free gold basically, or silver, whatever way you want to look at it. Um, but I do have, and I may try to, if I can get the login issues solved, record a record a pirate video for tomorrow. I don't know yet. It depends on what goes on, but I do want to make the wizard succession video later in the week, so look for that. It may be at the end of next week. I don't know. Um, Burnout. Let's talk a little bit about Burnout before I start talking about Last Chaos, because I do want to do some Last Chaos content since I'm playing that in this video. Black Desert Burnout is real, and it's hitting me very hard. I struggle to even like play the damn game a lot anymore. And I think it hit like how do I put this? Well, let's start at the beginning, I guess. Shout out to Summertime. He's always pushing me to do something in the comments a couple videos ago. You know, it's like there's plenty of stuff to do in Black Desert. Yeah, there is, but why though? You know, like cool if you like to live your life in the game, but a lot of us need like reasons to log in. You know, I don't have a problem doing different things like working towards other goals other than just gearing up in Black Desert. Like, okay, sure, I got all the tier 10s. I have the Forest Path Wagon. I have the Elephant, the Donkey, all the mounts. I have a Carrick Advance. I can work towards more Carricks, which I kind of started doing. I can work towards blue Carrot gear, but what is there to really do with the blue Carrot gear? If you're on your main account, you can't hands up, like you can't go negative. You start losing like the penalties are so bad, so you can't even like fight other players, which is kind of the whole point of a fighting game. And let's be honest with ourselves, Black Desert is an arcade style fighting game with RPG elements pasted on top of it. Which there's nothing wrong with that. That's its niche, and it's done well. And it's fun, but at the end of the day, you have to be realistic. And logging in to put in thousands of hours running in a circle is fine when you don't have anything else to do, right? But you miss out. You sacrifice a lot to put thousands of hours, unless you're 100% a content creator that is making your living off of that. It's not feasible. It's not healthy. And yeah, I make content for you all, and I make time to do that. But I've been honest from the beginning. Black Desert games, all that stuff is going to take second place to everything else. It's going to take second place to my wife. It's going to take second place to other family. It's going to take second place to my farm animals, my farm in general. And you know, like, there's one resource that we all share, and we all have a different amount of it, and there's no way to get more of it, and that's time. And I've always been upfront about it. I appreciate you all spending your time with me. If you're watching it, if you tune in regularly, it's time you'll never get back. It's time none of us will ever get back. You don't realize that until you start to get older, you know? Whenever you got when you're young and you're looking forward, it's like this mountain that you have. But when you get closer to middle aged and the peak of that mountain, you start realizing that all it's left is the second half and downhill, and half your time's gone. What are you gonna do? You know, it's a you start feeling it. And I'm not middle aged yet, but I still feel it, and I'm sure a lot of other millennials or people in my age range know what I'm talking about. But it becomes harder and harder to justify putting in thousands of hours running in a circle doing the same thing when you're feeling that really badly, you know? Um, and then I've always ever wanted to just share things, you know, that's why I did the channel. It doesn't even have to be games, like yeah, do games and stuff, but I like to talk about all kinds of stuff, and I can edit stuff, but you know, just it's kind of like a radio show. I mean, you do it live, you go in, you hit it, and you go and you talk. Bloopers are bloopers. That's what happens. So just I'm just unloading some thoughts, you know. So but Black Desert. Enough rambling. Get back to my point. The developers are going to go the way they want to go. Some of us may be happy, some of us may be unhappy. You know, it's for each to decide their own. Not really to sway somebody one way or the other, or start a bandwagon like everybody jumps on. Oh, let's just hate the game to hate the game because other people hate the game and it's the cool, fun thing to do. No, some people it works for, you know, grinding thousands of hours, but it doesn't work for me, and I've ignored the detriments for a long time. You know, uh, the cost and sacrifice versus reward. They're making it less and less. Let me put these back on. I forget to use this stuff. I haven't played this game in so long that I forget to use some things. Um, but let me do a good Black Desert example out of this. And this I didn't mean for this video to be like dark and gloomy and grumpy and angry and disgruntled and all that other crap, you know. I don't mean to sound that way either. My voice is a little scratchy, so I'm sure it sounds like I'm completely depressed and like hating everything, and that's not the case. It's not the case at all. Um, I just have been thinking a lot about different things, and I wanted to relay that or share it. Um, it's set in real hard for me every time I play Black Desert heavily and I actively play it. I seem to lose silver. I just lose. But if I don't play, my silver just seems to accumulate. You know, I made almost 400 million silver off AFK fishing the other night. And yeah, that's like an anomaly. It's not a regular thing, but I do pretty often get redfish fishing in Heidel. And now that the fishing event is open, you're making 15 mil and 500k from each event fish that you catch, and that thing runs for 3 weeks. Whenever you're a guru, almost maxed guru fisherman, why would you not just sit and take advantage of that? Um, and I've learned something about myself that I would rather sit back and coast than push and grind hardcore and hurt my hands, my wrists, and everything else that goes into grinding 10 hours a day just to sit at the top of a mountain and have no reason to be there. And when you look around, there's nothing else. That's it. When you know, Perlibis is very quickly making Black Desert all about the journey and not about the end game anymore. It used to be gear up so I can fight my friends, you know, and have friendly competitions, or fight my enemies and go have a guild war, you know, or something. But they've changed PvP because griefers are gonna grief, and they're always gonna find a way to grief, and they ruin it for everyone else. People don't want to be griefed. Running around picking on lower level players is stupid. That being said, I think it really sank in for me how much I was burnt out and disgruntled and lying to myself of, oh, I'm not burnt out. I don't hate the game. When I started playing Arena of Soul, I've had more fun playing Arena of Soul since last week, and I've played it a lot on my own time without even recording. I've played it a ton. And I'm not very good. I'm learning, but I'm not high ranked by any means, but it is fun. You load in, you have a match, you don't have to worry about getting completely one shot from somebody that's way more geared, and I'm even not that badly geared in Black Desert, you know. I'm like 710 or 712 gear score or something. Um, I don't remember, but you know, it's not top by any means, but I still get one shot if I try to fight somebody in open world. That's no fun. Nobody wants to be one shot. So some of the changes, and it's maybe a hot take, a lot of the DR changes and stuff I think were necessary, but a lot of these changes that they're making have made a lot of the higher population content creators mad, and people are following, and the game is slowly just dwindling out, and that's a problem because those of us that like to enjoy the full aspect of the game, across the board, you know, take advantage of all the things that the game has to offer, not just grind, 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 PvP, PvP. You know, I like to life skill, I like to do things, but whenever you make it solely about pushing for progress and pushing for gains, you get burnt out very quickly, and the game becomes very unfun, and you can tell. And I know my content has suffered because people can tell. You know, putting out content for the sake of content to keep a schedule is also, it's the same concept. You know, it's a detriment. So I took a step back, and I'm visiting the old game like I always do, Last Chaos, to refresh myself and make me remember all the things that BDO has that I like that other games don't have. And this game is not bad. It's the same grinding, but this Last Chaos is kind of like the BDO of 2007. You know, 2006, 2007, in between there's when it came out, and it's more of a sandbox than of a theme park. And there's other people that might argue differently, but I don't think so. There isn't really a direction. It's a hard grinder, originally Korean developed, I believe. And there's quests in the game, and it's gotten better over the years. And it's heavily evasion based, so like the more evasion you have, the better off you do. You grind items for gold or silver, whatever. Um, and you basically level up in PvP, you know. So yeah, and it was ahead of its time, I think. The graphics aren't fantastic; they're not top of the line, but it's a 2006, 2007 game. It's 17 years old, um, and it's tab target or click to move. And it does have WASD, but But yeah, you can do a combination. So like right mouse button, move the camera. You can click on stuff to target, and it's tab target, and then you just have your hotkeys down here that you hit to do your skills, and there's auto attacks that do, you know, which it's like your general run-of-the-mill Trinity style WoW era tab target, game. There's a little bit of crafting. It's not in depth. There's a bunch of items. You basically get your gear. You can identify it. The higher stuff to get like stats, seals, whatever. And then there's best in slot ones, which are like blue. And then eventually purple. You level up to use higher level gear. Right now I'm over here farming skill points to get skills, and this game is a little bit different in the fact that I need 235,000 skill points to get all my Night Shadow skills, and the character I'm playing is a Night Shadow. That's the gist of it. It's very old. Most people that would watch it or know about it already know everything there is to know about it. There isn't really much content to be made other than this is the meta now for leveling up. If you can start at low level 12 or whatever, you go to a certain monster, Sasquatches, get into a guild that's at least level 6, lock your experience to where you're not getting any experience, you're donating it all to the guild, and then you just kill as many of those monsters with boosts as you can until you get enough skill points. And it takes 10,000 skill point experience to get one skill point. And if you can't do that, Night Shadows start at level 90, so you can't. The play is to get about level 115 and pretty much do the same method, but on different monsters. These are Sorcerers in Trivia Valley. They work pretty good for leveling. They work pretty good for drop farming to get you some gold. And there's an event going on right now, I think, at least for another half hour or so. It's 200% drop, but as you could see, even with scrolls and stuff on and boosts, I'm not getting much in terms of drops. It's pretty brutal. It's not these Force of Spirits aren't worth anything. Basically, the idea is to get these weapons and then NPC them for like 1 million. And 1 billion gold is nothing in this game either. The inflation's pretty high. So there's the gist of it. If I'm full on skill point farming, there's a boss monster that I can use to do it at 115. I have my experience locked, so I can't level up really. And right now I'm over here doing sorcerers because they die faster, and they still give me a decent amount of skill points, but they also give me chance at making a bunch of money. Of course, I was donated some accessories that help me grind. They have like HP absorption and skill cooldown reduction and MP absorption, and then I'm borrowing the weapon that is maxed out for that level, so that helps me a lot too. Mr. Death Touch, he's a cool dude. And of course I've got some other gear. I don't have my gear upgraded, but it's decent enough to do what I need to, and you're going to replace it with high level stuff anyway, and the level cap is 190, I believe. So the idea is to farm all the skill points you need, be very careful and don't die, because if you die you lose skill points in this game, and then level up and spend them as you level. And then once you reach max, you want to max out your gear, and then it's pretty much just PvP. And PvP obviously is skill spamming, and there's a little bit of strategy, but not much. It used to be really fun whenever I was younger, but this is all we had. I was a broke college kid, and I couldn't afford World of Warcraft. I didn't have a super fast internet connection, and I have a problem anyway with subscription style games. I don't mind spending money for games, but I feel like my personality, if I'm paying for a service, like a monthly service, subscription style, I feel like if I'm not using it, I'm missing out. So I pay for it. That's pretty much all I want to do to get my value out of the money I've spent. It's probably stupid and neurotic, but that's kind of how I feel, and it gives me anxiety. So I don't play subscription-based games because of that reason. Never have played World of Warcraft ever. I've never had an account, nothing, because of that. And yeah, free to play microtransaction riddled games are probably worse in terms of quality, but if I want to log out, I don't have to worry about losing out on money, you know? It's kind of how I feel about it. So it is what it is, I guess you could say. But I do enjoy something about just these older tab target games. You know, there wasn't action combat back then. Everybody did their games like this. They were easier. You know, you didn't have to do all these button combos. You press the button, it does the skill. You have animations. Now these I could set and grind for thousands of hours and not hurt my hands, not have a problem. Chill, relax, do it on the other monitor. You know, watch a show or something. Black Desert, I have to like concentrate, especially on the wizard. Like I'll get killed. To constantly dodge and when I make the skill combo video, I'll talk about that a little bit. But if you're not the high APMs, which is attacks per minute, on Black Desert, for even the easiest of characters, if you're not just outputting tons of APMs, you're not grinding efficiently, and then there's that fear of missing out again. It's kind of like the subscription base. It's why I just subscribe to not grinding anymore, and I have to. I feel like if I'm not doing it as efficiently as possible, I'm wasting scrolls. And so then it gives me anxiety of I'm not getting enough trash per hour. I'm wasting my scrolls. I don't like it. So there's my secret. That's why I don't grind so much. But I don't know. I guess it could. I guess you could ignore that and just say whatever, screw it. I'm gonna play casually, and whatever I make an hour is what I make. But then I feel like I'm kind of really wasting my time. You know, like oh, I don't want to sit here and dedicate an hour of my life to this, but there's no other way to make progress, so I kind of have to. Do I want it bad enough? And if I do, then I want to get the most out of my time, so I need to be efficient. And then you get into min maxing. It's just easier to AFK fish and let the game play itself. Make some progress here and there, but that doesn't make for very exciting content. Maybe I'm a bad content creator. um, I don't know. But the burnout has been affecting me, and I'm looking forward to being with family for the next couple of weeks, and I will still try and get content out. This video is probably longer than it should have been, but I had lots of thoughts. I wanted to relay them. Wanted to relay them. I've been considering doing a just setting up a stream schedule, and that's the only time that I play, and be like, okay, here's the progress we're making it to today. It's like, here's 3 hours. I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna hang out and share my time with you all, and that gives me value. That doesn't feel like a waste of time. But just sitting and playing for no reason for myself, my absorption accessories are not working as intended. I'm getting myself killed here very slowly. They'll work here in a minute and it'll pop back full. There goes the mana one. But yes, I've considered just streaming a couple, 2 or 3 times a week instead of doing videos, and then being like, well, this is my time that I have to play. Here's the progress that we make in between, and then just not touching the games any other time. And then maybe putting out some like real life videos or whatever in the meantime to supplement or add to it. Any more with the state of the world and how things are going on, I think family and time spent with each other is even more of a valuable thing now than what it was before. Maybe I'm just, like I said, maybe I'm just getting older and I can't justify spending my time currency on video games as much. I don't know. Just a stupid thought that I have, maybe. Either way, I do appreciate people listening to me ramble. Yeah, this is not, these absorption accessories are not doing what they are supposed to be doing. And the drop event is also not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Getting myself slowly killed. I'm gonna have to like do something different here. But I appreciate you all watching. I'm gonna cut this off and not push anymore. Tried to talk a little bit about Last Chaos. I mean, it's kind of like it feels like for me kind of just a break, anymore. It's not a main game that I play any longer just because there isn't that much content. You level up, you grind. Back whenever it was first came out, it was new and shiny, and it never was a top of the line game. It was fun, but the people are what made it fun, and there's not that many people on here anymore. All right, that's it. I've had enough of this. Uh, the community on here is very small and it's very niche, and probably just other people like me that loved the game and didn't want to let it go. But in terms of tab target, there aren't that many left around. Most everything is going to action combat, and that's okay. But it's still nice to have tab target. So I kind of keep it on my PC. I keep it around, and then whenever I'm feeling burnt out, I run away to my happy place, which currently right now is clicking on monsters and holding down 2 buttons. That's sad. I would say I need therapy, but I'm afraid that when I was done, the therapist would need therapy. Yeah, that's a sad thing. That's sad. Anyway, enough rambling, enough of all that mess. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and if I get another video out, cool. I'll see you in that one. If I don't, I'll see you when I see you, and I'll be back I'll be back on my regular schedule after her mom leaves, so here in a couple of weeks. So you might only miss like a couple of videos, but I did want to explain why instead of just being like out. And I'll try and do a community post about it too. So appreciate you all, and I wish all of you well. Take care. Until next time.